And even in Mayajar, so that is like a travel agency, and they will ask, okay, sir, can you please tell me your favorite destination? And I will say Switzerland, and they'll say, okay, can you spell me? Okay, then make it as Goa. So this is the level of English. So after coming here, I started watching a lot of English movies, like Varanamayiram. I was able to embrace my English language. So the next person I am going to call is somewhat related to this topic. So whenever this person comes to speech, they give a speech, everyone will get, interested, except one guy. He's grammarian. He will be sure pissed off because she will put lot of words like, okay, this word is good, this word is good, okay, this is okay, then that's all. This will be the actual role of grammarian when she comes to speak. So the next session is table topic session. So we have a special person for that. We call him as a TT topic master. She will just come here and give you and she will explain her role very much better than me. I'd like to call Siddhika, first master Siddhika, on stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the TT session. I think he mentioned earlier, this is the impromptu session where I will be calling one speaker and you all will be given a topic and you all have to speak on the topic. For the benefit of guests, this session, I have set topics over here and we need to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. The timer will show the green card at 1 minute, amber at 1 minute 30 seconds and red at 2 minutes. You have 30 seconds to wind up. So keeping in line with the theme, all the topics are related to Chennai. It would either be some experience, everything is in relation to Chennai, so it would be easy, I can assure you that. So the first speaker is Toastmaster Abhijit. Yes. Catching a train at Chennai Central.
The first time I came to Chennai was in 1987 when I was 1 year old. And I arrived in a train. So I have also had the privilege of losing somebody at the station, meeting multiple relatives at the station, picking them up from the station, taking them to home. So one of the instances where I was supposed to catch a train was that there was my grandpa coming in the train. I was supposed to receive him at the station, take him home. And my dad was also along with me. I was a very small kid, around 4 or 5 years of age. So usually the route that everybody takes out of the station is through the main gate, get to a taxi or get to an auto or get a bus. The thing with me was that my dad worked in Air Force. So we always had a different vehicle parked in another area, which was only known to people who have come in that way. So it's not your usual exit. And I was supposed to accompany my grandpa and dad was following us with the luggage. Me and grandpa were running along faster. Grandpa went away straight. Dad took the left. Both of us were lost. Grandpa doesn't know Tamil. I don't know any language. And that was the case of me, rather most interestingly, catching a train and then finding our way with very little of English at that point of time that Chennai spoke, way back in 89 or so. And with that broken English, about 8 or 9 hours later, both me and my grandpa finally found our way to Tambaram Air Force Station, where my dad and my mom were very anxiously waiting for us. Because at that time, Chennai was infamous for kidney rackets. So people were kidnapped and kidneys were taken away. So that was the time my mom started getting hysterical. There were calls of relatives who were even suggesting that we got grandpa here and were pawning him off to a kidney racket and so on. So that was not the best of experience of catching a train in Chennai. Thank you.
Toastmaster Mohan.
Superstars of Chennai. See, we all adore movie stars, and there's nothing wrong about that, but I think sometimes we go overboard and then take cinema to real life. I mean, that happens in Tamil Nadu. I don't know about other states. But there are several occasions which is actually generated superstars. If you really saw last year's flights, what started off as a very small group of volunteers, and you would have seen actor Siddharth and Ajay Balaji as part of one huge team. There are many others which I happen to say I was part of some teams in Mandavali preparing food and packing food and sending them. And I could even see a 3-year-old kid coming in packing food and all of this, just not students or grown-ups. So amazing. I actually happened to see the interviews of Siddharth and Ajay Balaji after days, after 3-4 weeks, and all things were over. And they really were very humble to start with. And second thing is, they just started this thing with no apparent expectation, just to take care of the next few, and things like that. It spread so much. And apart from our army and so many other supporting cast playing, I think this team played a very, very pivotal role. Most of us remember the last year's floods, but there are occasions even earlier when it has brought out the best in people. And best from many people who are not supposed to be in the area. I mean, it's not that they have their job is to go and take care of folks or play this superstar role. So what I really admire is people come in, participate and generate, whether it be the actors, Ajay Balaji and Siddharth, or the 3-year-old kid that I saw in the food packing shelter in Mandavali, which I happened to be part of. I was amazed. The kid almost spent 3-4 hours when I was there helping pack food. So they are the real superstars, and they are there everywhere. It is just you get to see them in terms of calamity.
Every week, every day we used to go to A2B. My favorite dish is dosa, of course. And what else? Now planning to eat homemade food.
Those ones are Arjun.
What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. So last year during the floods, I was actually stuck in a marriage. It was my cousin's marriage. So it was actually obviously a very horrible time to keep a marriage, because half the people didn't. Okay, the marriage was fixed 6 months back. So it was a very bad time to fix the marriage then. So people didn't turn up for the wedding. A lot of things went wrong at that time, but I was there. I was also a bit worried about how things were going to turn out. Then I witnessed something really amazing. Both families, both the family of the bride and groom, they did not panic. They did not blame anything. They didn't say, "Oh no, this is how can this happen? This is." They didn't do anything like that. They said, "Okay, this is the situation right now. We need to come together and we need to make this work. It's for the bride and groom. So we need to somehow make this still a happy wedding." And so they worked so hard to make sure that all the guests there got proper food, they could stay comfortably in the rooms. So at the end, it turned out to be like both families grew more closer just because they worked together like this. Normally what happens in weddings, it's very superficial, all like smiling and saying, okay, congratulations, this, that. But this time people had to actually work together and help each other to get out of that situation. So in that they grew a very tight bond. Just in that wedding 2 days, they formed a very strong bond. So like the topic said, what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. So it made a stronger bond between the two families. So that was my story.
Toastmaster Venkati. Best or good? Restaurants or beaches? What do you think is better?
Thank you for the topic. Before starting this topic, good afternoon, Toastmasters. On mighty Chennai, last week, we are thinking about who will come to the power. And same mighty Chennai, outskirts of the Chennai, when the power will come. Oh, everybody is thinking about that. My favorite is Besanagar Beach, as well as Besanagar Restaurant, Murugan Idli shop. I used to take my wife. There is a famous church is also there in Besanagar. That is also it's a beautiful place. But you are not supposed to go beyond the church. That place is not for family person. But what I on mighty Chennai, I have beautiful experience in Besanagar. Tuesday morning, early morning, my friends and other persons, they said they don't want to come to Besanagar beach and see that what is happening here because of cyclone. I said that as per that meteorological department, we are not supposed to go there. But they went and they saw that. They told me that fishery is also helping the public person there in Besanagar. We used to go to Besanagar. I would like to conclude my speech already showed the green card. But Besanagar is a lovely place to have maroon idli and as well as to say that between 7 to 9 in the night. Thank you.
Toastmaster Jayasundar.
Five-star hotel
Or a small mess.
Dr. Nonal, 5-star hotel or small mess? First of all, I need food. 3 days back, it was very hard. I didn't get the food. I go for small shop or what do you call it, nail grease. I didn't get any food items. Apart from food items, I don't have money. I'm not able to withdraw money from ATM. Even I didn't get money from bank. Yesterday I went to Trivandrum bank. HDFC ATM queue was very big. Inside the bank, nobody was there. I thought there was no crowd. They were entered to the bank. I filled the check leaf and approached the teller. He said there is no cash. That's after that only I came to know there were no cash in the bank. Everything loaded at the ATM. 5-star hotel or small place doesn't matter. Wherever you have quality food, you can go there and have good food and have good healthier conditions.
Toastmaster Prashant. Donut or vade?
afternoon, everyone. From my childhood days, I always like to eat some snacks items more than the lunch or dinner. So usually my mom asks me to take food which is good for health. My father usually says that is also good for to eat foods that which will give health. And likely I like padai. And there are two types of padai. One is known as amadai and I like mostly gundadu because there are two things I like more in chicken padai. One is that it has a small hole that appears and another one is very soft. So I like that, like it most. And here, one thing I like in Maggi is that every I like most.
Those person Asia. Which is the best theatre in Chennai?
One of my hobbies is to watch movies. So when I came to Chennai, me and my roommate planned out for going to movie. But when I came to Chennai, the ticket in theatre seemed to be higher for me. So first I visited Satyam Theatre. So that was the first experience in Chennai. I was there, and then I got used to the movie fare and about the snacks. Even the 10 rupee popcorn was costlier in Chennai. So, and when I came to Chennai, I was not earning much salary. But after a few years, so I have gone almost all the theatres in Chennai, like Mayaja. So before a year, I used to go to movie every weekend. But now due to works, I am not getting chance to go for movies. So I would say Chennai is the best place for the theatres.
Postmaster Ramesh. First day, first show experience. Because first day, first show movie. Best memory that you've had in Chennai.
Best memory that you had? Okay, fine. I will recall the first visit to Chennai. I hail from small town, so-called Siddhika. As I got an engineering college here in Chennai, so I happened to start from Chennai. Okay. On final evening, my father and I started from my place by bus. Okay, late evening around say 9 o'clock. We started, and it was the early morning, around 5:30. Bus was approaching Minamok Airport. Okay, bus was approaching Minamok Airport. All of a sudden, my father woke me up. Of course, all of us almost we were sleeping. Okay, when I shocked when what happens, my father called me Ramesh, and there is young father, because we were approaching the airport. In my that was the first time in my life when I saw the aircraft very close, much closer. So even I was sneaked through the window, but I didn't know much worry about what others thought about me actually. Since then, that became my favorite spot, you know. It's the Viewers Gallery. Very often I used to visit the Viewers Gallery in the airport, and So whenever I have flight, that always reminds me that US Gallery.
Toastmaster Bala. A weekend plan in Chennai. Weekend plan in Chennai.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome guest. Very good afternoon, sir. Toastmaster. I weekend planned in always in Chennai. That is my favorite destination. After the meeting, also, I just go to the front picture with my one of my friends. Just speak about what happened into that the road that we did about company, the companies, what kind of job he did actually. So this conversation and also my conversation, and they have we just purchased snacks and just roaming here and there, and full road they walk only up to when the police come and says, please go. It's still happening throughout the night also. Thank
you. Long drive, I'm sorry, I can't remember. One like that. Starbucks, please. Okay, the topic. Okay, one thing. Okay, the topic Siddhika is going to be is Starbucks cappuccino or filter coffee. First of all, I'd like to start off with a quiz. How many of you visited Starbucks Chennai? Please put up your hands if you have. Okay, how many of you feel like it's very overpriced? Please put up your hands. Great. All of you feel like it's very ridiculously overpriced, which is very well my answer. Why would you pay $200 to have coffee when your own parents in your own house can make you heaven? Huh?
Free Wi-Fi.
Excuse me, I assume any house that has a coffee machine would also have a Wi-Fi router, so that point is moot. And if it's your friend's money, great, introduce me to your friend. See, filter coffee has been a tradition of Chennai, and it's something that I cannot even describe in words. I'm not a big coffee drinker. I'm not ashamed to say since I was a child I've been drinking Bonvita and I have no plans to change that. But in exams, sometimes to cheer myself up, I will have filter coffee. Now, filter coffee, one more question, all of you. Does it put you to sleep or wake you up? I'm confused about the effects. Yeah, okay. So for me, people have said coffee is described as waking up, but truthfully, I just use it in case I'm too tense about exams. I actually just drink it to fall asleep. And then the next day I wake up and I'm able to do my exams in a very nice way. So that is definitely an effect that filter coffee's had on me. Just for that alone, I would say it ranks about 2 notches above Starbucks coffee, because the only time I went to Starbucks Chennai, they weren't really nice to me. So I don't think the service is great. But when my mom is always serving filter coffee, yes, she will sometimes serve it with a very rude statement about my lack of studying. But at the same time, I very well know she's my mom. Ultimately, it boils down to love. So the filter coffee is served with love, while Starbucks might just be served with a glare. Thank you.
Toastmaster Ram.
Guys, match is going on. Check out what the score. How much? For what? How much is the discuss the data. Okay, I watched the match at Chepal, but 4 years back there was a match between India and Australia. So I called my friend. He told that we can get early tickets. If we go at 5 o'clock, we can get a ticket. So I went at 6 o'clock, but there was a big queue.
like our ATM. So I was lucky to get in the queue, but I couldn't get in that. Lot of police are there, and waited for 2 hours, but I couldn't move an inch also. So there was a full rush, and a lot of people are with India flag in their faces, and they have a lot of 4 boards and all. So they are eager to watch the match, but none of the tickets are sold. So they are no one is going inside. So suddenly there was announcement, there is no ticket, so all can leave. So we left. So I went to this Chepak Stadium railway station and watched that match in that gap in that. Sachin was playing. Everyone saying that Sachin was playing. Once he got out, I came to and then watched the match in starting. Okay, that day only Dhoni took 200 runs. So if I got the ticket, I would have watched that wonderful match. So I missed that chance. So I would have got the ticket one day before itself.
Yes, Pastor Ravi. The next door mommy, the next door neighbor.
Very good afternoon. Topic is next door to mommy. Actually, I'm staying in Toronto. In my near to my home, yes, definitely mommy is there. So they will be having daily puja, and on every festival they will be giving some festival foods. They will be sharing each other, and I think when I say to mommy, they are very good and very helping mind, I can say. And this is the first time I'm staying alone with my family. So in my as I'm a village man, so in my native there is no one. There's no one mommy will be there. So we'll be having single home and full of trees and we'll be calm. But when I'm coming to Chennai, I'm not so city, so near to my home, everyone will be there. So when I'm seeing there, no one will come and help to somebody. But when I am staying here, she's helping more and she's very friendly to me, to my family. So this is what.
Yes, Pastor Mayur. A long drive on Mount Road.
Madam Topics Master, Toastmasters and friends, good evening. The most memorable drive on Mount Road was on Monday evening. For a whole day I was stranded at the central station. I belong to Coimbatore and I was planned, my flight to Coimbatore was planned on Monday morning. As planned by the weather gods, the flights got delayed and somehow I thought, okay, why not we try the train. So I went to the central station, got a ticket on the West Coast Express that was supposed to leave at 10:30. I boarded the train and then fell asleep. At about 4 o'clock, a person wakes me up and he says, the train has not moved again. You can go back home. Like, I am going back home, I'm on the train. And then, okay, somehow I got out of the train. There are all sheets lying on the railway tracks. And then as I got back to this station, somehow I had a little hope that the Chairan Express had gone to Coimbatore. Until 9 o'clock, there was no announcement. And with a lot of hope, I approached the information counter at 9 o'clock and I asked them, sir, what is the status of the Chairan Express? And they said, sorry, the trains have been cancelled. My hopes were shattered. Somehow, then, as soon as I came out of the station, I came and I pulled out my purse and I opened to see a note 100 rupee note. With that, I can't do anything. So somehow I thought, okay, let me go to West Mambalam where my friend is staying and get some money from him. So I took an auto to West Mambalam. That was the most memorable trip towards West Mambalam from Central Station because there was trees all over the road, and to actually detect the road, it took Google Maps because the auto driver was not able to see a road. There were trees all over and there was no power. And after reaching the West Mambalam, I called up my friend, where are you? Like, this main road, you will see only one light that is burning. That is Murugan Idli Kadai. Come there. Like, at last, I went there, and as soon as I went in, it's like, hey, my friend was sitting there. Like, and I asked this gentleman, do you accept cards? Like, yes. Oh my God. It was like having found water on a vast desert. And somehow I had a sumptuous dinner and was able to go back home. That was a memorable drive.
Any guests want to volunteer? Let me come first. You watch movies. First day, first show experience. Any movie.
First experience, there was a Jurassic Park. I guess I remember that when I was studying 5th standard or 6th, I guess. So that time I saw the animation movies are there now, the dinosaurs. So first time I was exciting to watch movie theater. So before that I never went theater. So that time I went with my friends. So what happened is, my brother's friends actually. So first time I went there. So inside I saw many of them are there. So suddenly I saw one of my neighborhood is there. So I thought so maybe he will tell to my dad, mom. So I was afraid than dinosaur actually in that time. So that was my first inspired. Yeah.
An auto ride in Chennai. Chennai and its musical journey.
Hi, good evening, every Christmas. To speak about Chennai is a good thing. Basically, I'm a movie goer. Every weekends, I can plan a movie with my friends. The good thing here is that compared to other cities from other states, the movie rates are very less here. In Chennai, we can watch it here at a very economical rate. I can plan a movie with my friend and watch a movie anywhere in near. Gradually, like some theaters or even with the cinemas, we can watch it here. It's a bit, we can watch it very easily without even booking a ticket. We can go as that like that plan even before the event, and we can go instantly. And that's a basic thing. Every weekend can enjoy it here in Chennai. Thank you.
Any guests who volunteer? Okay, that's the end of the TV session. The handover back to you.